Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Jen here, and let's chat about how week 4 went on my 4-week Kickstart plan. But if you are new here, I have been on a Mounjaro, now compounded tirzepatide, weight loss journey since March of 2023. I lost upwards of 93 pounds, and now it's a little bit under that. Because I felt like 2025 was the year of just, it's a roller coaster year. And, it wasn't until about 4 weeks ago when I sat down with a health coach that I realized that really throughout this entire year, I thought I was doing things, calorie deficits, doing things, checking them off my list. And really there was no consistency there. 1 week I was on, the next week I was off. The next week I was on, the next 2 weeks I was off. There wasn't just a lot of just day over day, simple, following a plan to get me to my goals that I want to get to. And so it was more of I thought I was doing the things, but really I wasn't. It was a wake-up call. So I set a goal for myself over these 4 weeks to try to lose 8 pounds, get myself back on track. Just a couple other little simple goals that I had throughout the past 4 weeks. And so when I weighed in actually a day early because I was heading to the beach, I lost about I think it was 1.2-ish pounds for that 4th week, and I'm going to take it. Now, did I fall short of my 8-pound goal for those 4 weeks? Yes. But guess what? Everything that I set out to do this month, I really tried to accomplish them. I will be happy that it wasn't the other way around where I gained, a little over 6 pounds. So I see that as a win. Did I fall short of it a little bit? Yes. But did I hit my protein goals? Did I hit my hydration goals, my movement goals? Did I try to keep my stress down? Was my sleep the best that it has ever been? Yes. Did I build some consistency over these 4 weeks? Yes, I did. And I also found more of a community around me to help me, shape what I want to do from now until the end of the year, push me in the direction I need to go in, and just be positive, just surround myself with positive people. And so as I wrap up those 4 weeks, working with a health coach, I'm shifting a lot of my focus over directly with my personal trainer at the gym that I've talked a lot about in a prior video, where, he was an individual that helped me before I even started taking Mounjaro, where I was at my highest weight I've ever been in my entire life. My health was failing me. So many things that were going in the wrong direction for me, and kind of inspired me to reclaim my health. Wasn't as quick as I thought I was going to. I was still battling a lot with my relationship with food, and a lot of the workouts I wanted to do, I was struggling with them. But eventually, as I rolled into the new year of 2023, started taking Mounjaro, started tracking certain things, working with, registered dietitians, and just, like I said, building that community, I was able to kickstart and just gradually set myself on that path where I was able to lose weight, upwards, I said, of 93 pounds. But in these 4 weeks, I was able to do 2 sessions with him, and I will be doing weekly sessions with him probably from now until the end of the year. But in those 2 sessions, it gave me that boost, that momentum, starter, more than even those 2 weeks I couldn't imagine. And I don't want to put pressure. I don't want to put everything on one person. There's very little it's all me. I know that. But what he has done in those 2 weeks was just quiet my brain when I go to the gym. Now, I love my workouts that I do at the gym that I set up for myself after, unfortunately, him and his family left town. They had to move for family reasons. Now they're back. And so what he's done is he's reminded me of the type of workouts that I thoroughly love to do. And that is what I'm going to do moving forward. And they're things like supersets. So if you don't know anything about them, I'm not going to go into great detail in this video. But let's say, for example, you could do back-to-back exercises or 3 exercises. There's, so many different formulas to doing supersets and strength training, resistance training. But I loved how I was doing hack squats and then planks. Repeat that 3 times. Then I was doing weighted, I call them butt taps, but weighted squats where you tap a box and you pop back up. Then I was doing knee raises weighted on one side. And then I would do things step ups to TRX lat pulls to an echo bike, or, there's just so many, there's just variations of things. And it's not like go, 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 but it is like pushing yourself a little bit more. And I love to do those things. I forgot about doing those things. I've talked a little bit about it, like, oh, I should do supersets, but I just never really fully committed because I just felt like, I don't know, I don't know if it was the confidence or just overthinking things or just not, right time, right place, all those different things. But I feel like it's the right time, it's the right place. These 4 weeks have really catapulted me into that area I need to go into. And when I did that video not too long ago on those 6 phases of a GLP-1 weight loss, I think you can honestly be in so many different phases, or you could be at one phase at one time. I even talked about like the video after how it felt like I was in a phase that maybe I didn't name in that video, because sky's the limit. Like, it's not just 6. But I felt like I was in that crossroads phase before I did this 4-week kickstart. And that crossroads was as I found myself heading in a direction of the old me, the direction I didn't want to go into. And I wanted to stop it right in its tracks and start moving in the direction I want to go into, which is what I was doing for many, many months and pretty much for like 1.5 years, 2 years. So I can tell you right now, I'm no longer in that crossroads phase. I feel like I'm in that like mental and lifestyle phase. And I really think like it's all about that mental aspect of things that I really keep working on, and not like overthinking things or causing things, to get in the way or, making excuses. It's more of just me realizing that like at moments, like mentally, I need to be on my game to make sure that I am not somebody that's emotional eater or having that bad relationship with food, because, I could be so stressed from, a couple hours at work that now I'm like, oh, I don't feel like eating any of the things that I had prepared or my healthy meals. I just want some chips. I want a cookie. It's like rewiring my brain in a way. And that's where like I want to really, from now until the end of the year, work a lot on that mental phase. But that's where these 4 weeks are kind of like, think of like if you're just starting, or if you have been on a GLP-1 journey for a while, and comment below if I'm right or wrong in this, but like those like couple weeks as you're starting on a weight loss journey, you're just trying to learn what works for you, what is sustainable, what are the things you enjoy to do. Maybe you enjoy to track every once in a while, maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to do cardio for the first 4 weeks. Maybe you want to only do one strength training session, because you're setting yourself up for success. You're finding the plan that's going to work best for you. I love when her little ears just pop up in the video. But that's what I'm talking about when these 4 weeks are really just like that introductory phase, that reminder to build that passion back up, to not overcomplicate things, to not stress if, you have a cookie once a week, like those type of things. And I'm working on that relationship side of things, but that's what I keep reminding myself about, is that, every couple weeks, just reevaluate things. Don't redo it. Obviously there might be a time, let's be real here, there might be a time where you're like, what was I thinking? I hated these 4 weeks. Think about the next couple weeks where you can take the things that you hated and just rebuild into the areas of things that you love. But like in these 4 weeks, I learned so much about, what I really do when I'm in a good routine, what I like to eat, the meal timing, going to the gym. Now I've said for so long, 4 times, I felt like there was times where I could only get to the gym 3, and I felt like I was failing myself because in my mind, I told myself, you committed to 4. Why aren't you going to 4? And when I was talking to my trainer and I was talking to my sister, like they both were the same. They're like, why can't you commit to 3? What's wrong with saying 3 is the perfect spot for you? And if you could find 1 week where you think you could do another 4th, have a plan in place to do some accessory work. But the bottom line is if you could commit to 3 times a week where you are giving it your all for those 3 sessions, then everything else just falls into place. So that's what I mean by just these 4 weeks were like that little kickstart, that little introductory phase into things. And in some ways, it was kind of like when I started taking Mounjaro, 2.5 years ago. That first month was just settling in, getting that routine, learning how to be consistent, not overdoing things. And that's what it reminded me of, with these 4 weeks. And so we're not doing another 4-week, 8-week, 12-week. We're not doing any of those things. But from starting when I'm back from vacation, and I'm seeing myself speak to you all in this video, and I'm like, oh, girl, you look like a hot mess. But this is real. I just wanted to pop on here and give the recap of, the last week of everything. And I didn't want to miss a video this week. But from now until the end of the year, my focus is a lot of what I've done these 4 weeks with the protein goal, the hydration, the sleep. My sleep couldn't have been, oh my God. If there's one key takeaway from these 4 weeks is how excited I get when I wake up in the morning. I don't even have to look at my sleep score that says excellent the past couple, days. Really the past 3 weeks has been very consistent. I don't have to look at that. I feel it. I'm like, I think I only woke up like once and I fell right back asleep. Like, these are the wins that I'm taking also in all of this. But like, just simplifying from the movement goals and just having a very simple plan that I know I can get 3 days a week in the gym, and everything else is all about movement, rest and recovery on, 1 day a week, and just putting myself back into that mental strong game that I need, especially as we're heading into holiday season. So that's where my framework, that's where, what I want to build on and expand on from now until the end of the year. And then we'll just go from there. And there'll be, like I said in that last video, some little fun challenges here and there in the mix of things. But I feel like outside of some snacking here and there, maybe I could have tweaked out another pound or two. Maybe not. But the fact that I was able to lose, I think it was like 6.2, 6.3 pounds over 4 weeks, being on and off a weight loss journey for this long, those are wins I'm going to take. And I did an in-body scan at the gym, compared it to my Human Health Body Pod, so close in numbers. And why they weren't close, like as in like identical, is because I did the Human Health Body Pod when I got up in the morning, and I did my in-body scan a couple hours later when I went to the gym. So they're not going to be identical. The weight isn't going to be identical. Weight varies throughout the day. But we have the in-body scans. We have my Human Health Body Pod. Each week I go into the session with my personal trainer. We're just going to reevaluate all my data. I'm going to talk about how the week went before, what I was able to accomplish, and just kind of set the tone for the next couple days, but still taking things day by day. But overall, I think for me, my main focus is always just going to be on making sure I get to the gym 3 days a week, hitting my movement goal, and really, really just continuing to have a better relationship with the food that I'm eating, and eating the foods that I enjoy, not feeling down or, mad at myself if I decide that, I want a slice of pizza this week, or the next week I want to have a cookie. These are the things that I'm working on. Yes, I know that sounds weird to say those things, because like when you're like, I'm in a weight loss journey, you got to be on, because if you have that slice of pizza, then you may only see 1 pound as opposed to 2 or 3 that week. I'm at the point where I'm trying to find that balance between the two, and I don't want to ruin any more of the progress that I have made in the direction that I'm going in. So I want to wrap up this video here because I have to get this pup out on the balcony. It is absolutely gorgeous here. We survived. It wasn't that bad, but I say we survived. But when we came down here over the weekend, there was a nor'easter that was hitting, and it wasn't that terrible. There's something about being at the beach, throwing on like a raincoat and just going out and walking the boardwalk or walking around the shops or the restaurants when it's raining. There's something about it. Yes, I would love for the weather to be perfect when I'm here all the time, but there's just something about here. Like, I don't think to like just coop up and do nothing. So I've been able to still get my steps in even on the days where it wasn't that great out. There was 2 of them. It was a little breezy. It was a little breezy out there. Maybe we'll call that some resistance training, because, I had to really work to head to one side of the boardwalk. But when I turned around, I got pushed to the other end. And that was a lot of fun. But I've been able to just enjoy myself here this week. But I'm already ready to get back on track, get, my plan going, and just see what the next couple weeks brings. But I want to wrap up this video here and wrap up my 4-week kickstart. So when I head into the next week with some of my videos like this, I'm just going to be giving some weekly updates. I'm going to take you along with me on some days in my life, as well as I just continue on this path that I feel like I need to go down to improve my health for my future self. So thank you all for tuning in with me today, catching up with me today. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.